Alright, what's going on YouTube? We are back with some more Skyrim. We are going to be checking out another Skyrim Wabbajack Modlist, and this is one of the mod lists that I've been waiting for quite some time. This is Lorerim 2.0. This is a mod list that takes Requiem and makes subtle tweaks to make it a little bit more balanced, but also adds more modernized mechanics for Skyrim, such as updating the combat, the graphics, mechanics, perks, magic, so on and so forth. So a really good overhaul with Requiem being the base of everything. So I've been excited for it because I really wanted to dive into Requiem, but some of the mod lists out there that feature Requiem are a little bit harder than what I'm used to. So that's why I've really been looking forward to Lorerim, and I've been like watching a lot of Biggie Boss's YouTube videos, which he is the creator of this mod list. He's been doing lots of tweaks, edits, and things to make this more playable. Like, it's kind of giving like what the Skyrim experience probably should be, with the survival mechanics built into like Lorerim and stuff like that. Into Requiem. But anyway, I am just blabbling on right now. What better place to start than to check out the character creator, which, as you can see, it has the Requiem stats here. So each class or each race is going to be better at something than others. Some perks, some buffs, some debuffs, so on and so forth. I don't really have a general idea of what character I want to play. I'm probably going to go with maybe a Nord, maybe like a two-handed Nord. It's pretty basic. I could go with an Orc if I wanted to. Redguard I typically play the most out of all the classes. I could go with maybe... I could go with the Dunmer or Dark Elf and try and go like for a Red Mage build. Maybe. Although I think I'm gonna go with the Nord. I'm gonna do a two-handed Nord, maybe go with like a Cleric or a Templar build. We do have some presets for the male and females. I'm probably gonna be playing as a male, as the last character I played with was a female. Has some pretty good presets here, like some pretty good vanilla presets. Actually, kind of like this, minus the hair. So presets look pretty good. As you can already tell, both the hair and the textures have been updated. We also do have presets for each one of the races here. So we do have like the Nord female and Nord males. If we go further down, takes quite some time to get here. So let's see. Take a look at some of them here. That's not too bad. Kind of zoom out a little bit if I can. Nope. Okay, never mind. All right, let's take a look at some of the other ones. Because I believe that was Artathor, Arturius. Pretty standard looking. Frumworm? That's a weird name. Okay, very Nord-like. I believe the next one was Geralt, which I wonder. Yep, of course. I kind of have to go with that. I got no choice. Don't blame me, okay? It's not my fault. It is not my fault. All right, so face. Let's see. Kind of look and see where beards are, because I believe you can adjust the beards too. Let's see. Race, body. Not morphs. Is it under head? Might be under hair, actually, for the beards. Eyes, we do have Lightel eyes here. Obviously, you have like the Witcher eyes. You also have like Eyes of Beauty. I believe there's quite a few eye mods here. If it's within if it's been popular like within the last couple of years, it's probably in this mod list. Kind of quickly going through some of them. Cork eyes. We have the Eyes of Beauty, as I mentioned before. We have the Vanilla eyes, and then we have Eyes of Beauty. We have the Kala's Vampire eyes. Kala's eyes in general, so on and so forth. I believe it was a little bit further up. There we go. So in terms of hair, obviously we have KS hairdos. Lots of hairstyles here. I believe KS hairdos also has like the HDT patch, which gives it physics. We also have like the Vanilla Skyrim hair, which has been fixed up with some of the textures, a little bit more high quality textures on those As I mentioned before, we do have like some of the HTT mod or hair mods such as Din 99s, which do cause like a performance hit, so be careful. Even like scrolling through these here, you can definitely tell that the performance definitely drops. See if I can shift that a little bit. But yeah, lots of different hairstyles here. Again, we'll be here all day if I was to try and go through every single hairstyle. There's quite a bit to choose here, obviously. Some better than others. It actually looks pretty good. If I wanted to kind of go with like a little bit more longer hair. Like, these are pretty good. If I wanted to go back to like the traditional hair that was here earlier, I think it was hair number 2. Yeah, it's like hair number 2. That kind of gives it that Geralt look. Facial hair, we do have the high poly head beards here, which you can tell just by the sheer number of beards that we haven't even started going through yet. There's quite a bit. Lots of beard options here. We will be here all day if I try to go through every single one of them. Just for reference, well over 1,000 beards. So there is a beard here for someone. If you can't find one, then you are just being super picky. But yeah, lots of options here. Lots of high quality options. Probably go something a little bit of stubble here. Kind of like that. And obviously you can choose the hair color. There's some good preset hair colors here. Going over different colors, you have like your standard hair colors, and you have some like the more fantasy looking colors. Kind of move a little bit further if you into that type of stuff. Kind of like that look here. Now, I'm not going to call him Geralt, obviously, but just for the sake of naming conventions. Now, with every mod list, obviously, you want to wait until everything gets installed here, as you can see on like the upper right-hand side. So we're going to let everything get installed, and then we'll be right back. All right, we have everything installed, so we can go ahead and get started. As you can see here, one of the more popular mods that's been around for the longest time is Alternate Start Live Another Life. And I believe the expansion to that is installed as well, which gives you a slew of options to pick from, such as being like a Vigilant, a Stendarr, you can be a Vampire if you want, a Necromancer, Attacker Left 4 Dead. So a lot of options here to pick from to kind of give yourself, depending on what you want to do for your character. There's also race-specific options that you can pick. I believe Eric the Slayer's Childhood Friend is one exclusive to Nords. And then I believe you can, if you're like a high elf, you can actually be at one of the I forget what it's called, but you could be at one of either the camps or one of the holds that have like a lot of the high elves and the Thalmor. So you could start off as a Thalmor if you like. For purposes here, to make things a little bit easier, I'm actually going to start off in Breezehome.
Which property do
just
you
because
own?
I think it's like for beginning characters, it's probably one of the easiest to kind of start with, because you also get like you get a starter home. There's food in there.
Even a modest existence
There's like a lot of
something to
decent
admire.
stuff that gets you started, and I think that's pretty important if you're new to Requiem. I think that's probably one of the better starting points, is to start off in Breezehome and have like your own starter house. So once we actually pick our starting point, we actually have this mod here, which allows us to kind of pick our starting gear with 50 tokens or 50 gold. And the way that it works is each item is worth a small amount of gold or tokens. As you can see, like swords, depending on their strength and material that they're made of, they cost a little bit more. If you want to go based off damage to kind of make this a little bit easier. Let's see, let's take a look at iron. So like your iron weapons are probably your weakest, are going to be your weakest, so they're going to cost the least. Versus like your silver or your steel, whereas like I think silver being the more expensive. I think steel is like kind of like in between. So this is kind of where you can like sort of build your character starting gear to kind of like go into the class that you want them to play as. As I said before, for this character, I'm thinking probably heavy armor, two-handed sword, and little magic, probably like a little restoration magic, but probably not too much magic. So if I'm going to go with that, probably start with an iron sword. I could do a short sword. Could do an iron regular sword, or I could go with a iron great sword, which I'm probably gonna go with iron great sword. I could go with the quarterstaff. I'm gonna go with the iron great sword, or you know what? We'll get armor because I think inside of Breezehome you can actually pick up a long or great sword. So we're gonna go with a. Actually, I'm going with the iron heavy crossbow. So I do want to get a crossbow. Armor-wise, I believe we're going to start probably off with some iron armor. So we can do either iron or silver. Do I want to get... Can I get silver armor? Or steel armor? Steel would be pretty good. The gauntlets and boots are 3 apiece. Steel gauntlets. I can pick up a helm from enemies, so I'm not really worried about that. 7 tokens for the steel cure, so this is pretty good. Drink-wise, we get some food items and some drinks. I'm definitely going to pick up venison stew for the stamina recovery. Beef stew, not so much. Let's see. I do want to get some bolts. Let me see if I can find the bolts here. Well, that's actually not bad. Some other heavy armor I could have got. Anyway, let me see if I can get some iron bolts. So each bolt costs 2 tokens apiece. So let's see. Oh, I get 30 bolts. Okay, for 2 tokens. That's actually pretty good. So I'll get 60 bolts. I don't really need a shield. In terms of anything else I can get, I could get some potions, which is not a bad idea. Even like some of the weaker potions, so don't need fortify health. Like let's do like restore health, the diluted, because each one costs a token. So we'll do that. Not really going to be using much magic or scrolls here. I do want to get... Where is it? I do want to get the lantern with fuel. Let's see. I don't see... Okay. Food-wise, I think we're still good on food, drinks. I could get some jewelry if I really wanted to. I could get one of these, but it's not really worth the 10. I mean, there's still plentiful around. I could probably just find one on an enemy. In terms of wine, really don't want to get wine. I don't like the debuffs that it has. Honestly, I mean, I could go with the helmet for protection, but I don't want to wear a helmet right now. I'm just being stubborn. I do want to use the rest of my gold, though. I could get a lockpick if I really wanted to, but I don't think I'm going to be using lockpicks. Let's get some potions to cure poison, cure disease. This is fine. All temporary effects are dispelled. It's not too bad to get that. And then what I'll do is I'll get some healing, since I'm going to be probably relying on potions for a while for healing if I can. Can I get any more healing potions? Let's see. It's fortify, restore. We'll do restore health, and we will get 1 more stamina if we can. Yeah. Let's see. It's fortify, restore stamina. Cool. All right. I think we've used all of our tokens, right? I think that's everything. I want to say that's all of our tokens. I mean, really, we don't really need anything else. I mean, we could just grab something. No, we'll grab that health potion. Cool. All right. So we can escape from there. And here we are. Now we've started in Breezehome. Now, important thing to do. Grab the key. Because if you don't grab the key, you are going to be locked out. And I don't know if there's a way to get back in. Obviously, you could do console commands. But the reason I would say this is just starting here is because you get some pretty good starting stuff. There's gold here you can pick up. Some jewels you can sell or use for crafting. You get a map here of the shipping map. A few septums here. And the reason I know about this is because I did some testing to make sure that the mod does work. Or the mod list does work, and there's not something that I didn't install incorrectly or anything like that. So that's kind of why I did some testing here. So I do know what's like inside of Breezehome to start with, which is why I recommend it as like a good starting point. You also get some food as well too. Some food to start with here. They want to pick up the. They want to pick that up, but that's fine. So yeah, as I mentioned here, like I didn't get a sword because you get like one of the iron great swords here. You can get a shield if you want it. So a lot of stuff here that you can kind of get, so you can kind of pick your gear a little bit more. You actually get some healing potions here, some magica potions, and then some starting stuff for alchemy if you want to go like alchemy. Which is why I recommend this is like a good starting point if you're new to Requiem, because at least here you get like some beginning gear. Now we're actually going to install Requiem now, which you have to do in order to get everything up and running. Alright, now Requiem's been fully installed, so that will make sure everything else works properly. Before we do anything else, though, obviously we need to use our 3 skill points with Requiem. One thing to note while going through this testing, there are 2 new skill trees here, the Wayfarer and the Finesse perk tree. The Wayfarer is pretty interesting because it gives you buffs depending on if you're more of a solo or a companion player. So if you look on the left-hand side, sorry, it's a little bit hard to navigate. If you look on the left-hand side, you get buffs depending on if you're traveling with followers, which I think is pretty cool. There isn't a lot of perks that... I don't think there's any perks in vanilla that really help with companions, or if you have like companions with you, at least not to my knowledge. It's been so long since I played with like the vanilla perk tree. You've learned the basics of art of picking locks and carrying found goods. So yeah, this is more of like a rogue, bard, scoundrel kind of like perk tree. And then if you're more of a solo player, you can start picking perks here for solo, which is actually pretty cool. So I think that'd be pretty interesting perk tree to kind of like level up into depending on your playstyle. And then Finesse is like your roguish perk tree here. Nimble Fingers, allowing you to like pocket pick a little bit better. Gamble, you get a little bit more critical hits, which is pretty interesting because like you have a 30% greater chance to hit targets critically hit targets, but 10% chance that your critical hit does no extra damage. That's actually pretty interesting. And then here, Lucky, just a small chance that some things go your way. That's actually pretty interesting, pretty cool. Your legendary skills means you almost never get caught. Poisons placed in pockets are 50% stronger on already poisoned targets. So I guess if you hit them with like an arrow or something and put poison in their pocket, maybe, pretty interesting. But yeah, anyway. The rest here, there's been some adjustments to the perk trees. Like here, if you choose like the Novice Conjuration, you get a couple of spells to start off with. For me, since I'm going to be wearing heavy armor, I think one of the necessary perks I'm going to have to get is your custom yourself your heavy armor. This is really important because if you don't pick this and you try and wear heavy armor, your stamina will drain and you will almost be useless in combat with heavy armor. As you can read here, no stamina drain for wearing heavy armor, unique bonuses when wearing high quality materials, 35% armor weight penalty. So yeah, definitely something worth getting. Another one I would get is probably the first perk of whatever weapon class that you're going to be doing. For me, since I'm going to be primarily two-handed weapons, I'm going to get the Great Mastery Weapons perk. And then the third one's really situational. I could go for range combat because I am going to be using crossbows, but I could also go for maybe like I could go for the first group of Wayfarer if I really wanted to. That's not what I want to do. Or I could do like restoration. It gives like some restoration magic, so that way I can like heal myself without having to always rely on potions, which is probably what I'm going to do if I'm going to be like more like a Templar cleric build. So for here, I'm going to do healing. And then I have another one here. Probably Circle of Strength would be really good because I can sap people's stamina that's inside of it. I could also do Sunbeam, which will help with like the undead. Now, magic's a little bit interesting. because you can't just open up a book and learn. And what I mean by that is if I try to learn healing, because I'm not well versed in restoration magic, it's going to take me approximately 2 hours to learn the spell. Now, because this is Requiem and you have to worry about things such as eating and resting and stuff like that, sometimes you might not have 2 hours to learn a spell. Now, luckily for me, because I have food and stuff on me, I can take the 2 hours to sit and learn the spell. And that's hunger kicking in. Cool. So now that I've finished studying, I can now use healing. Also have healing touch if I really wanted to do that. But yeah, so that's basically how like healing works more or less, or not healing. I'm sorry, learning magic works more or less. The more proficient you are, the less time it takes to learn spells from that spell tree. And then we have choose birth sign, which is the ability to just kind of start our birthstone or birth sign. So since we're going to be primarily more warrior based, we can take a look at some of these here in the warrior tree. Let's see. Those under the sign of the Lord have increased resistance to physical and magical harm. Armor rating increased by 100. Magic deals 10% less damage to you. It's actually not too bad. We also have the lady one. Health and stamina increased by 25. Health and stamina regenerate 25% faster. You can run or swim without exertion. That's actually pretty decent too. And then we have the warrior. Those under the sign of the warrior have increased strength and endurance. Our health increases by 25. All weapons deal 10% more damage. Armor penetration with all weapons increased by 5. And arm strengths do additional 5 damage. I'd probably do this if I was going like more of a monk build. And then the steed, I believe, just gives you increased stamina. I'm going to go with the Lord sign, because it's just kind of like a really good flat like increase of just damage reduction all around. And as I mentioned before, we have lots of food that we can choose here, so I'm not really too worried about hunger here. So now we're just well fed. We also have like third person and first person animations from grabbing items. Pick up the beef stew here. Stuff like that. Anyway. Kind of pick up some of the starting stuff here. And now we can go ahead and put on our gear. And I believe this does have the wheeler mod, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, okay. So the wheeler mod, it essentially is sort of like the favorites menu, but a little bit quicker. So you can kind of choose what items you want to put here. So for me, I'm going to put the crossbow. And then I'm probably going to put healing potion here. And then stamina potion here. In order to use that, I just have to press G. And then I can go ahead and switch between each one of the weapons. So the wheeler mod is actually pretty interesting, just because it pretty much takes over the favorites menu, but it's also not pausing the game, so you have to be very careful with that. So I think we're good in terms of gear, so we can start leaving. And I'll kind of touch base on some of the other mods that are installed. Again, this is going to be a little bit more of a slower showcase because there is a lot to kind of talk about, and Requiem is more of like a slow burning playstyle, more so than just kind of rush into it. Even though like I don't want to take up too much time in the showcase, but I feel like it's important to kind of like explain and take your time while going through it. So something to note is what the hell is that guy doing? I'm assuming he's drunk. He's got to be drunk. Not even going to question that. So religion, we do have the religion perk here. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter. I wouldn't say it not really matters, but like because we're doing a showcase, it's not like super important. But each one of the deities gives you a potential buff, or they can give you a debuff depending if you don't actually like follow the tenets. So if you go with Akatosh, our attacks and spells are more powerful against dragons. Basically, we just go through the story. Raise your character level. Don't break the laws of Skyrim. Each deity has perks that, or not perks, but tenets that they want you to follow. So like Stendar, you get reduced damage from Daedra and undead. Basically, you slay the undead, you slay creatures. Don't ever become like a vampire. Don't practice summoning art, stuff like that. Don't break the laws. Complete side quest. Talos, more or less the same thing. Bring it into the Civil War. Learn dragon shout, stuff like that. So if I was to go through one based on this character, pray only in the nude, I would probably say explore new locations, strive to raise your stamina, receive the voice of the sky, pray only outdoors, move faster in combat, reduces damage stagger and damage stagger from elves. I mean, I would say probably Talos isn't too bad. Talos is actually pretty easy to do. Probably as a Nort, it'd probably be a little bit easier. Shore would be pretty easy too, just because you just gotta do quest lines, master skills of the warrior, which my character is gonna be heavily a warrior. But you don't have to pick a religion. You don't have to practice a religion or do anything like that. For this, I'm gonna pick Shore. And now we have the ability to meditate and stuff like that, which you do want to meditate and do want to pray every so often, because if you don't, then your god will abandon you, essentially.
Have it your way. I'll take the job.
So, we do have bounties here that we can access here with the missiles board. So we can hunt vampire, gather ore, gather silver ore, things like that. These could be a little bit hard to do depending on your character level. I think each major hold has different ones. I feel like... So, hunt the vampire in Whiterun. It has come to our attention that a vampire masquerades as a normal citizen in your midst. We know it often visits the band mare. If anyone is able to kill this monster, they should seek out our vigil for healing and curing. Stenor be with you. So we can actually like search for the vampire if we wanted to. I'm not going to. I mean, I guess I could if I really wanted to. It's not too hard to tell who the vampire is. So we'll take a quick look, and I'll try and point them out. But yeah, with the experience mod, there's different ways to gain experience and to level up outside of just combat and questing. A lot of it's going to be exploring, obviously doing combat, talking to people, reading books, so on and so forth.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take
Let's
a seat
see.
and get the cold out.
That Heimsker's crazy. Him and his talk of Talos.
Let's see. So we can tell who a vampire is based on their eyes. It's pretty easy to spot, but they also may not be here.
Hulda's the one to talk to.
They say they frequently visit. It might be easier to catch them like at night.
Take pity, sir, and spare me a few seconds.
Take a quick look around and see.
A few seconds for my supper is
Say
all I
yes,
ask.
Mom. I'll be needing you to mop the place down extra tonight. Lots of space.
NPCs have
Oh,
actually
yes,
been
Mom.
changed as
I'll
well.
make sure it gets
Their
done.
texture have been changed, their looks have been changed, hairstyle, so on and so forth. So expect to see a lot of NPCs that may not look how you remember them. You're an acolyte. So they may not be here. Anyway, I'm just kind of wasting time just kind of looking around for a vampire, which, I mean, it's not really wasting time per se if I'm doing like an actual playthrough. But those quests are probably some of the easiest to do just to kind of build up the experience. Because combat is going to be a little bit difficult. Just because it is Requiem, so it's not going to be as easy to just go up and start fighting bandits and wolves all willy-nilly. They are going to hurt you. They are going to have an effect on you. So it's really important to try and play cautiously at the very beginning. You can't just like rush in and start swinging wildly. You really have to pick and choose your battles, especially against crossbows and bow and arrows, because arrows will hurt at the very beginning. But while we're going into combat, I do want to talk a little bit about some of the performance. Now, I am running on the Ultra preset, which is for high-end machines, and I have a pretty beefy PC. I have a 4090. I have a Ryzen 9 7950X, 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, so on and so forth. So my computer's pretty beefy. And on some initial testing, like on some of the outside areas, I was able to maintain 60 in most places. Sometimes it does drop a little bit. There are some frame freezes that I've noticed. Now, I'm not exactly sure, just because something I didn't do correctly, maybe with the install, or if it's just certain things just kind of loading into play. But for the majority of the time of testing, I didn't really drop frames too much. I was able to maintain some frames. I believe I am having some like some issues with like the LODs here, and I think there's a fix for that in Discord, if I remember correctly. I'll have to double check that. But in terms of combat, we'll talk a little bit in combat as we're gonna go a little bit back towards some of these encampments here. I believe one of the ones here might be a little bit easy to do, but combat is pretty interesting because it's MCO combat, and one of the biggest things in the combat is the stance mod. The stance mod means that depending on which stance you have, you'll have different combat animations, but you'll also have some buffs and debuffs with each stance. So your normal stance, which is by default going to F4, this is like your normal swings, not really much difference. Looks really good. I like the animations for that. As you can see, your stamina does drop fairly quickly. You have your light stance, so you'll swing a little bit faster. Your attacks might not be as strong, but it's probably some of the faster animations that you get with the weapon that you have. The medium stance, a little bit slower, but it's a little bit more balanced as well. Now, obviously, just for sakes of purposes here, just so I'm not like losing all my stamina. It's not too fast, not too slow, and I believe you get a small buff to your stamina regen too. And then last but not least, you have your heavy stance. Now, this is going to hurt the most, but it's also the slowest, meaning you're going to be left wide open depending on who you're fighting. So depending on which stance you pick is going to determine how you fight in combat. Now, obviously, we got to let our stamina regen, and I believe, if I remember correctly, I want to say Valhalla Combat is part of the mod list. Let me check and see. I may be incorrect. No, okay, so Valhalla Combat's not here, I don't think, from what I'm seeing. No, okay. So I know with Valhalla Combat, depending on if you're like swinging like light attacks and you're hitting and missing, that can regain some of your stamina during combat, but it's like it's in this mod list, which is fine. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I do know that shooting arrows and crossbows and stuff like that doesn't drain stamina, which is pretty good for taking out mages, because magic also does hurt. So I know there's like a small encampment up here we're going to try and take out. Make sure I disable God mode. There we go. See if there's anybody on the road here. I don't see anyone. Okay, good. So I'm gonna try to get into combat here. Probably start weakening with the crossbow, and then follow up with my two-handed greatsword. Did I pass by where I'm going? I think I did. I want to say it's over here is where I'm supposed to be going. I think I might have went too far. Yeah, okay, so I did go too far. So here's where I want to be. Now, the smart person would probably just wait to get his stamina back, because I am not a smart person. We're just going to do this, and then we're going to do this. Where is our other venison stew? Let's see. Did I get the wrong stew? I think I did. I want the one that has like stamina recovery. Okay, so this is. Okay, there we go. All right.
Someone there? Looky here.
Oh god, they have like armor. Okay.
Hurry up and help me. I ain't got all day.
He has dwarven armor, so this might be a little tough. Ooh, he dodged really well. Okay.
Yeah, this would be scary. Think you're tough. You don't stand a chance against me.
We might have miscalculated this. We might have miscalculated. Oh, that's not good. We definitely miscalculated this.
I'm surprised you've lasted this long. Now hurry up and die.
Ah, we could beat that. We miscalculated our distance, but as you can see, even though they're higher level, it's not impossible to fight them, depending on how you strike and stuff like that. I do like this mod here. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Afterlife mod. Depending on how you die, I think it's part of Afterlife. I could be mistaken. But it is a mod that, instead of just dying flat out, you will be taken either to one of the shrines here for healing, or like you'll be carted outside of town, which is really cool and interesting. It's actually, damn, that's just free potions and stuff you can just take for free. So it may actually be worth coming here to get some free potions and stuff. I didn't know that you could do that. They're just gonna let me come in here and take this for free. I mean, I'm not gonna say no, but we're gonna go back there and we're gonna try and do round 2. But bolts or crossbows and bow and arrows are good, do like really good damage, especially against targets that don't have a lot of armor on them. Get some stamina recovery here. I'm gonna try not to use the lock-on target. There we go. There we go. So because he ran out of stamina, we was able to take him out pretty quickly. Take his septums. Now he does have some dwarven armor, which is definitely a lot better than our armor. So I am gonna take it. He does have a helmet we can use. Don't need his boots. We will take our bolt back. Okay. We also have dwarven arms. It's like right off the back, we've already got some pretty decent gear. Problem being is that we kind of have to trade ours out. Let's see. So we're just gonna put down the steel gauntlets. Cool. So far so good. We got some better gear. We defeated our first foe pretty convincingly. I know there's another person around here. Let me see if I can find him. There we go. So now we have our bolt loaded. I'm not sure if this other person's still up there. All right. No, he's wearing light armor, so I don't think we'll have as much problem with him. I mean, he still has a great sword. Looks like he has a elven great sword. So got some, get some parries there. So we have some parries that we're doing. See if we can drink this to get a little bit of stamina back. There we go. So yeah, we can use like some stronger attacks if we wanted to. Which again, will do more damage. But also drains a lot more stamina. Which is definitely something we need to be aware of. What do you have on you? Skooma bottle. We'll take your gold. Iron greatsword. We do have healing that we can use. I mean, we don't really use too much. Yeah, that really didn't help much, but that's fine. Luckily, using bolts and bow and arrows doesn't drain your stamina. I do like that change. There we go. Nice. All right. So that wasn't too bad. What does he have on him? Orcish Barbarian armor. Ooh, that's actually pretty cool. Unfortunately, like, our carry weight's kind of like stopping us from grabbing everything that we want. Having a bow's not a bad idea either. I mean, we can take a bow. Take some arrows. Cool. All right. So we can take a look at our skills here, which I think we have to lay down and rest in order to level up. I don't think we have any options to rest out here. I don't think a bench counts. No, I don't think it does. No, it does not. I don't think waiting really does much. Okay. So we'll have to find like a bench or something to... Oh, they killed a saber cat. That's a lot of meat. All right. I don't see really any place we can like lay down or anything, which kind of sucks because we could like try and lay down, but barrel of food. Okay, nothing here. I'm sure probably inside we probably could find like a quick bed rest here. We'll do a quick save. We'll try and go through this here, and then I'll try and give like a few impressions and kind of like my overall thoughts on the mod list. All right, we'll go ahead and switch in. Go ahead and alert a bolt. Now, I don't think I can really do stealth because, clearly, that didn't work out.
Enough of this. No more.
There's also different animations for first-person combat, depending on which stance you pick. You ever to like thrust or do wide swings if you're like really into first-person combat. Ancient or rapier. I might come back for that. Yep, plenty of potions here we can use. Let's see. Do I have any food I can use to buff myself? We do have beef stew. Only really increases our carry weight. Stew is definitely like one of the strongest things here, depending on which stew that you make. Need some chicken dumplings. Give us like a little bit of boost on our attack and stuff. This is gonna be a little difficult because I know inside of here, there's a lot of different enemy types in here that could make this impossible to get through, but we'll do what we can. Door's locked. Did he have a key on him by chance? See if he had a key. I didn't see one. No, I didn't see a key. Okay. I don't see one on the table anywhere either. Let's see. Mead. Okay. I don't see any keys. I do have a lantern I could probably start equipping and using. I guess I thought that was a lantern with fuel. Maybe that's not. Thought I could use that. Sort of like a torch, but I guess not. Maybe I was mistaken. That's fine. Anyway, so I need to find a key to unlock that, which I don't see any around here unless there's another way around. That's fine. Okay, here we go. Pretty sure there's a mage. Ah, okay. Definitely could beat that. That wasn't too bad. I am gonna reload. Oh shit. For whatever reason, I just kind of blasted it up in the sky. But that's fine. But yeah, I just kind of rushed in there. I didn't play that carefully. We got a crash. That's interesting. Wasn't expecting a crash. All right, so we're back. Ooh, that's a lantern. I'll take that. And I think with that, I should be able to use lantern with fuel, maybe? No? Okay. Let me see. I'll have to take a look and see about that, how the lantern works. I think I have to have like an empty lantern to equip and then use the lantern with fuel. But anyway, so it's not impossible. We could definitely make this work. Well, it seems like the Imperial Bow does a little bit more damage than so maybe we can use the bow here instead. Try and get a little bit more damage on these guys. And, of course, I missed because I'm terrible. That's a lot of people. Alright, let's back up a little bit. Oh, magic is magic.
Stand a chance against me. You ain't the first person I've killed, and you won't be the last.
Oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt a lot. That hurt a lot. That hurt a lot. That hurt quite a bit. Let's try and get them outside, which is probably bad. Because I know one of them was a mage. I'm not sure if one of them had an arrow. God, that hurt. I mistimed my swing. So bad. That was bad. I'm not sure if they follow me outside. Let's see. Doesn't seem like they will. Okay. So it seems like they won't follow me outside. Which means we can try and heal up. But they're probably just all going to be waiting there at the entrance. I mean, we have a lot of, like, healing potions. We can increase our health a little bit. We are getting fatigued, so if we can't beat it this round, or like we run into issues, we might want to like try and leave. We might want to try and leave and come back after we rest up and level up, which is not a bad idea. God, I wonder if they're just all just sitting there at the entrance. They probably are. So let's see what happens.
Someone there? You're gonna die for that.
There we go. We can just sometimes bully them. Oh, that's... Alright. We may have to... Oh, this is bad. Okay. Well, as much as I don't agree with this tactic, it's not the worst tactic in the world to use. Honestly, we have to, like, just take them out one by one. There's many of them and only one of me. One of them is a mage that's able to, like, summon. Oh, wish there was, like, a, something here that I can sleep and maybe increase my, my hit points here, but there's, like, no beds out here or anything, and I don't think, like, I can build, like, a camping tent or anything. Let's see. We can wait an hour. Let's see. I know we're, like, tired. So, Total Magic has been reduced, but that's fine. Alright. And we can use some faint potions here, get a little bit more health. Yeah, like, again, this isn't like the most glorious playstyle, I will admit. However, it does get the job done, at least for like low level. Let's see. None of these poisons really are helping. All right. Well, we got some. We don't have that many like stamina potions. We'll try some first-person combat. Maybe we can try and get a little bit first-person combat here. Now they might have all healed, which is a problem. Iron Mace is pretty good. They might have healed up because we decided to wait outside. Oh god, okay, alright, no, run, nope, don't get stuck on the wall. That's, we was doing good, we took out one of the enemies here. But I think you can kind of get the gist of like how combat can be very, very scary. It's definitely doable. Hit and run tactics do work. It may seem cowardly, but hey, again, if it wasn't for the fact that there's like 6 of them and only 1 of me, it would make things a little bit more. It would make the video go a lot longer than it should. But I do want to try and get through there because I believe they do have some what is it? Sorry, I'm having a brain fart here. They have like some little bad things that I can use to essentially just kind of level up, and I kind of like show off like the leveling system again. Go. There's only 3 left. I think one of them is a mage, which makes things a little bit harder.
Hello? Who's there?
There we go. My bolts weren't making sound for some reason. They have a lot of potions on them. Oh god, I can't. There we go. Okay, I don't want to die here. Okay, I think we made it out. I kept getting like stuck against the wall when trying to fight in first person, but like the animations make a little bit more sense trying to fight in first person. All right. Go ahead and load up our bolt here. Now, if they're still standing here, we'll have to like back in and out for to get our stamina back. Our stamina's not coming back quickly, and we only have like 2 like faint stamina potions, or 1 now. So definitely running out of resources here. But we are picking them off one by one. which, I mean, in hindsight, that is pretty good, all things considering. Let's see if they have anything to... Have a whetstone. All right.
Here's something.
So they do have some bedposts here.
Time to end this game.
There we go.
Everyone would be ashamed of you.
I'm gonna add your skull to my collection.
There we go. Cool. All right, so that takes care of pretty much all the people here. Now, can we use one of these bedrolls? Yes, we can. All right. God. Let's see how long, if I rest for 11 hours. All right, cool. So now we can kind of pick some skill points to distribute. Get heavy armor up to 20. I want to get my two-handed up a little bit. Restoration isn't really doing as much as I thought it would. I may go into Wayfarer. Block is maybe good too. Marksman. And then we can probably put... I mean, we'll put some restoration so we can learn some restoration spells a little bit more. And I'll look into Wayfarer as well. And then I want to increase my health. And then we have one perk point that we can pick. Now, I believe... let's see what the block tree gets me. You strengthen your shield arm and train to parry blows a little. That's blocking with the shield. Now, with the weapon or shield, you can block almost any blow with rock-solid defense. Okay, so yeah, I want to get improved blocking, and then next I'm going to get experience blocking if I'm not going to be using shields. Destiny point. I wonder if destiny points are this here. Okay, so destiny points. So this is what I can use here at the destiny skill tree, which is another skill tree that you can get to build towards a character that you want. So at the very top here, you can see they have like Nightblade, Stalker, Rogue, Assassin, which will give you buffs that are prevalent to those types of classes. The first one here that we can get, I believe, is just like an overall percentage base. So Destiny increases health, stamina, and magic regen by 5%. And then from there, we can kind of pick what we want to go into. Magic-wise, we're pretty good, actually. Looks like we are still good in terms of like hunger and stuff like that, so we're good. We're actually close to another level up. I think we've gained so much experience fighting these people that was actually pretty close to the next level up. So I'm actually going to try... Ooh, Elven Mace. That's actually not bad. So I'm going to go ahead and save it here. I'm going to see if I can clear out this dungeon. I don't know if it's going to be possible, because I know there's going to be a lot more people here. But I do want to give it a shot before we kind of end the video here. Iron Spear, well made. Iron Bolt. Get our bolt back, some block picks. And he also had a crossbow. He has some silver bolts. Take your iron bolts. Steel bolts. Your gold. Your armor's not really that good. Imperial armor. Old Imperial armor at that. Not really worth it. Lots of food here, though. Can I make some soup?
Maybe I'll start a farm when the sewers is done.
No, I can't.
Live like honest folk.
Alright, so I can't really make anything right now. But yeah, food is very important as well. Making food, eating food, stuff like that. But let's go ahead and continue on.
No rough stuff. Just take it and go.
Some more alchemy stuff.
Don't sound like
Sounds like we at least got like a few more enemies up ahead, which don't know if we're gonna be able to beat them.
Someone there.
Another orc. There we go. Arrows are not good.
I'll try to make this quick. Too late to run away now.
Hurry up and come in. I ain't got all day.
Oh, come on. Oh, I was so close. I was so close. All right. At least we start back here where we last rested. So it's not like we're all the way back. There we go. Got our crossbow. God, arrows are just so aggravating to deal with. Oh, God.
Looks like we got ourselves
I might
a
die
hero.
again here.
Your belly like an old earth.
There we go. All right.
Get a die for that.
There we go. There we go. All right, so not too bad. It's a little bit easier because I don't have to like run all the way back here to try and fight them again. So like their health is still pretty low, which is why I wanted to see if like resting there would be beneficial, which it was. All right, let's take all their stuff here. Yeah, bows hurt. Now, if you have a shield, like, you can block arrows, or you can also try and, like, parry them with your weapon. Oh, vegetable soup, that's the stuff. Do I have, like, another stamina potion? I do. And then I'm going to actually eat the soup here. Where is it? Vegetable soup. Vegetable soup is very, very strong because it gives you like innate stamina recovery during combat, which is really, really good. It like increases your overall like stamina recovery. Take another whetstone. So far, this hasn't been like really, really bad. It's been tough, but like not impossible. Now, I believe at the end of this, there is a boss we have to fight, which he could pose a threat. I think we're pretty close. Dwarven mace. I believe he's going to be like right outside of here. Nor short sword. I don't want to pick that up. What did I pick up? I think I picked up some armor I didn't want. I don't need your shoes. Alright, so right outside of here, I believe there's the boss of this area at the end of this dungeon, which... this could go either way.
Is someone there?
Someone there?
Over here! Enough of them!
I'll get you. Not quite good, are you?
There we go. Nice. Nice. Yes, actually some pretty decent armor here. Just want to take all of it. Has a quarterstaff. I want to actually try and use that as well. Little to heart. Let me see. All right. And iron hair and sword. Now, I know my carry weight's too high to carry all this, but like, still, I feel like I've earned it. At this point, I went through here like legitimately to try and get all this. It's like the iron. It's like the staff is a little hard to use. Oh, did my game just freeze? I think the game froze again, which is a little weird. All right, so I'll load it back in. Make sure everyone was dead around here. But overall, I like Lorerim. I like the feel of it. I like the sense of progression from leveling up. I am level 3, I believe, once I like lay down and take a quick nap here. We did reach level 3 fairly quickly. Like I said, this mod list I've been really anticipating because I've always wanted to try Requiem. But Requiem itself has always been sort of complicated just because of how archaic Skyrim's base mechanics are, like base gameplay and combat. Playing Requiem with like vanilla combat, at least to me, is not very fun. I like seeing a little bit more modernized combat. Now, obviously, some of the styles are a little bit exaggerated with some of the different weapon types, but I still feel like it's very solid with MCO combat. The ability to switch stances gives a little bit more variety in combat, especially in first person, where you can choose either to like swing wildly, or if you want to do stabbing to kind of like choke people inside like a corridor or something. I don't know. I like everything that I've seen so far. Now, performance-wise, I'm not sure if that's on me, which is a possibility. Maybe it's something I did incorrectly during the setup, but I did crash a couple of times while playing, which, again, it could be just on me for setup. Definitely something I'm going to investigate as I play a little bit more. I do plan on probably streaming my experience, more so than just making like separate videos, because I do want to kind of continue a little bit more with this character, or maybe with like a different character focused on magic. I believe I can keep these skill points if I don't use them, correct? I want to say I can keep them. Oh, okay, so we're level 4. We actually raised up quite a few levels by beating the boss, so okay. So we got two-handed up, heavy armor. I'm going to put restoration up a little bit. Wayfarer. And I guess we'll do marksman to close it out. And then we'll put a point into stamina. So we have 2 perk points here we actually increase. So one of them is going to be blocking. I want to be able to block almost any blow. So now I can just not use shields if I have to. The second perk point, I could put another one into heavy armor. I can now sprint in heavy armor without a problem, which is pretty good. No sprinting penalty cost. You're able to keep concentrated enough in heavy armor. No spell casting. Okay, so when to cast spells, you are less hindered by your armor and can attack with ease. No power attacks, stamina cost penalty. Increase unarmored damage. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. If I wanted to do maybe two-handed, or maybe let's see what the restoration is. You gain more knowledge about healing spells, allowing you to heal wounds more efficiently. We could do like apprentice restoration if I wanted to. Empowered restoration. You've learned how to empower restoration spells, therefore you're now able to overcharge their effects. That's actually pretty interesting. Different choices here, obviously, we can go with. If I was to go with this character, maybe Wayfarer, so then I can start building into like Lone Wolf while traveling alone. But anyway, yeah, I like Lorerim. I think Lorerim is pretty interesting. I think it's probably one of the Wabbajack mod lists that I could see myself doing a full playthrough start to finish with Requiem. And I don't know, who knows, if that's something that people are interested in, I could try and start like a new playthrough either through live streaming or through uploading my experience with Requiem and Lorerim from start to finish. I am curious to see if I can maybe add in a mod or two. I know that does negate any like support, but that's fine because the mods I do want to add are like maybe 1 or 2 mods. But I'm not exactly sure how that would affect balancing. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I do appreciate your patience on the uploads of videos. I know they've been kind of slow recently. But yeah, I really do enjoy playing Skyrim. I really did enjoy my time with this mod list so far, even though it's been like maybe like a little bit of a couple hours, give or take. I will say again that I am running on Ultra preset. There is a way to increase your frames. I believe Biggie made a video on that as well. So I'll link that below if you're looking to increase your frames. It does require you to buy a piece of software from Steam, but I think it's on sale usually between like $2 to $5. So it's really relatively cheap, and it's a good way to boost your overall performance fairly quickly with like almost a press of a button. So if you are having like issues with FPS, that is one thing I would try. Obviously, other than choosing like a different profile, because again, I'm playing on Ultra. My PC is pretty beefy, and the only real issues that I've had is maybe like the 1 and 2 crashes and a little bit of like stuttering, entering a little bit of the area down here. But again, it wasn't even like a game breaker. Like during actual combat and gameplay, I didn't drop a single frame. So take that what you will. But again, if you're interested in more Lorerim gameplay, I definitely would suggest checking out Big E's channel. I will be trying to stream some as well in between other games. And yeah, I'll probably do like maybe another video with this character maybe increased a little bit further, a little bit more leveled up. So we can kind of take a look at some of the more, not necessarily mid-game, but just not necessarily like starting gameplay, so we can kind of see where it evolves into. But thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Take care.